Hey, what's going on, everyone? James Adams here. Welcome back to another YouTube video. Welcome to part 2 of reading the bios of the Big Brother 26 house guests. Now, I'm going to be going over the other 4 house guests whose bios that I did not get to read over because they weren't there at the time that I made the first part. But they're finally out now, so without further ado, let's get started. First up, we have Chelsea Baum, who is a 27-year-old from Rancho Cucamonga, California, who is a nonprofit director. Now, now apparently she also seems to be like a big super fan about the game. She watches Big Brother with her family and her siblings as well, and she says that she's gonna win Big Brother because she's a super fan. Okay, yeah, of course. But number two, she has a mixture of a great social game and competitive. Okay, so she's basically going to be emphasizing on both social and competitive gameplay. All right, and the strategy is she wants to play a smart and strategic game. Okay, so her goal is to try to come in, build as many relationships as possible, try not to cause any fights, any riots, lay low, and then when I need a win, oh baby, I'm gonna win. So basically, it's the lay low and then strike back when needed. Basically, what a few others are already doing. That's to be expected. And she's gonna make her my season by being a really smart player. Okay, she's gonna be on more emphasis on the social relationship. What excites you? How do you plan on manipulating the competition? Listen, do I think I'm gonna manipulate the competition? This is Big Brother. There's always a little bit of manipulation that happens. It's the name of the game. The name of the game is Big Brother, but yes, Big Brother is full of manipulation. That's very true. So if I have to withhold the truth and spread the truth, I gotta do what I gotta do to get to the end of the game and win this game. So basically, she's going to when she will cut, she will burn bridges if she needs to get further in the game. So, all right, she describes how it's crazy, fun, loud, a little bit okay, a little bit hood. That's actually pretty cool. All right, all right. Okay, he's talking about Big Brother 16 and 17, Zimbot, Judaisms. How do you feel? How are you feeling as you get ready to play Big Brother? I've watched the Diary Room. It feels crazy. How do you feel about backstabbing someone in the game? Is that it's a game? You have to do a little bit of backstabbing in this game to make it far. So you have to play the long game. You can't do too much backstabbing too early, but at certain points you're gonna have to do a little dagger on somebody's back in order to make it to the end. Okay, so basically her strategy is that she's not gonna backstab at the beginning, or at least not much anyways, and then later on that's when like the backstabbing will begin for her. Most iconic part, HOH room. Okay, why will you be the most important the house guest to watch this summer? Because you can't be in a conversation with me. You can't be in a room with me and not be entertained. Okay, she's basically going to try to be. Even if I don't say anything, my face, oh baby, it's gonna say it all. You're gonna see me in competitions, entertaining. So basically, she is trying to be America's favorite house guest as well. Well, then again, this question is going to make it sound like everybody's trying to be America's favorite house guest. But the ones that I mentioned so far are probably going to be, I would say, are going to be more directly aiming for favorite house guests, and I think Chelsea's going to be one of them, aiming for want to be one of them as well. But I have a feeling it's not going to be her, though. My guts, that's just my gut telling me. I actually don't know who the favorite house guest is going to be. I think it's way too early to tell. And so, okay, I have a feeling she's gonna do okay, but I think she's gonna make it to jury, but I don't know. I think she could be either a first or second jury member. My gut is telling me that. I don't know why, but it seems to like telling me that for some odd reason. But oh, oh come on, Joseph Rodriguez, a 52. Oh wow, he can't. Oh no, I skipped ahead. My bad, guys. Don't worry, Kenny. I'm gonna get back to you soon. Um, crap. I accidentally skipped Kenny's and it's not letting me go back, guys. Oh, come on. Are you kidding me? Come on. This is a joke. All right, Joseph Rodriguez, a 30-year-old from Tampa, Florida, who is a video store clerk. Those still exist? Wow, that's great. He wants to compete in Big Brother because he has consumed a disgusting amount of reality TV over 30 years of life. He loves the genre. He loves Big Brother. Okay, why will you win Big Brother? I'm gonna win Big Brother because I feel like in each of the categories strategic, social, physical. I'm good enough in all of them, but not super overbearing to where people will notice how good I am at any of those categories, and I'll be able to sneak up on them. So basically, what he's saying is he's a good player, but not so good that he's going to be a direct threat early on. His strategy is to kind of play coy at first, so play sly, play small, and then he's not going to tell people that he's a big, super big fan of the show. Okay, which I totally am. So yeah, another person who's going to be a super fan of this game, so that they don't see me as a threat. Try to be low key, and then okay, another person who's also going to whose mission is to also aim lay low, and he says he's going to make his mark by being himself. Okay, like a and if he does feel like a lot of people are playing scared nowadays, and that's not what I intend on going about this. Okay, so basically, Joseph over here might play somewhat of, is might consider playing a riskier game than most others. So that actually could be really interesting. But he did say he's going to lay low at first. But let's hope he actually takes a risk because he is right. I think a lot of people are upset that players are not that players usually who come into the game usually most of them usually like don't play the game like and people want to see players play the game to win. All right, the Big Brother house. Okay, how we manipulate the competition is so he's aiming to be subtle and he's not going to try to come out too strong and yeah, basically try to be direct as well. Okay, another direct person. At first, I feel like the person who's always directing, and they need things to go their way early on. That's not how I'm. Oh, okay. Yeah, I read that wrong. My bad. So basically, he's not going to be commanding early on. That's what he's saying. I'm going to try to be more subtle about it. Okay, yeah, he's basically going to like play follower like everybody else. Or okay, so he's fun, loving. As long as it's like okay, yeah. Okay, Big Brother bucket list. Is there anything you won't do in the game? Never say never, right? There's not one thing I can say I absolutely won't do. I think that depending on the situation, anything can be good, other than maybe not using the veto on yourself. I think depending on the situation, anything can be good. Some people should say no showmances completely, but a lot of people have one who are into showmances, so I'm not going to really have a hard line on what I will or won't do. So basically, this dude is willing to do anything to win this game. He's going to name his game after Dan, all right. And he's also going to be a back. Why will he be the house guest to watch for the summer? Because he's funny and smart. Okay, so he is going to be relying on his comedy and smarts. So basically, maybe he might do if it is true with the smart, then I'd say he will do well in the quiz challenges because there are challenges where there are some challenges solely rely on intelligence. Obviously, there's some that rely on endurance, some rely on the physical aspect, but you get the idea. He is going to try to be like smart, not just in the games, but also in like the in like who he's going to work with. So, what type of players is he going to look out for? The type of people I would not want to work for would be someone like a Cody Calafieri type, like Matt from last season. Somebody who's athletic and super agreeable and is not going to do anything stupid or out of control, who I can bond with, and who is also going to be maybe in social groups that I wouldn't do it myself, and then try to leech off as much as I can. So basically, he's trying to take someone like Matt to the end of the game so that he might be able to beat him. Because in Big Brother 25, spoiler alert, he did end up beating Matt at the final two. So yeah, are there any other players that he's going to look out for? He's going to be looking out for poker players. So, and I know, and he doesn't have really planned because I don't plan on really talking about poker if it comes up. I'll be honest about it. But if there's any poker players in the house, they got to get out of here. I think the type of people that I've been on the lookout for when going to the house. So basically, he's going to be aware of anyone who's going to be like poker, anyone who has anything related to poker, which is reasonable because Vanessa from Big Brother 17 was a poker player, I believe. And I think Davon, for like the first two seasons and stuff she was in, I think she was also a poker player as well. So, or a poker dealer, I think. Let me know if I'm getting this right or wrong. But yeah, overall, Joseph is interesting. Do I think he'll win? I don't know. Is he someone who's going to be using his race a lot? Actually, I don't see it with him. I don't know with Joseph. I mean, So, anyways, next is Kenny Kelly, a 52-year-old from Boston, Massachusetts, who is a former undercover cop. Ooh, he's like Derek. He's gonna be like Derek from Big Brother 16. That's already going to be interesting, and that's kind of his reason for coming out for wanting to play on Big Brother. So that's gonna be good. When it comes to the end, down to the end of the game, I am finally going to be a person who is older and wins this competition outright. So basically, he's going to be also playing for like the older people because older people apparently do seem to struggle to make it far. Like statistically speaking, not all of them, of course, but statistically speaking, apparently. His strategy is to be very okay. So this dude apparently has a very complex strategy because he's going to take it week by week. So his goal is to also be in the middle of the pack at the beginning, try and fill out everybody, and he thinks he's a person who can read people very well. So he's going to be focusing a lot on the social game in the beginning. I know coming into the game, the first week or two, people aren't their true selves. Okay, yeah, that is pretty important. People will try to like be nice and basically just say a bunch of random stuff just so that they can like blend in and not be targets. Basically, their true selves being the strategists or compies or whatever, or showing off their hands. Basically, he knows that he's gonna have to pay attention to his competition because more information is always gonna come out even after the beginning of the game is done. So I guess that's pretty good. They're not comfortable with everybody, but as people get more comfortable, their real feelings are going to come out. That's when I will really start amping up my game and try to pit people against each other. Ooh, this dude might be a guy who's also going to cause some drama. Oh, yeah, that's going to be fun. Trying to figure out where I'm going to fit in the house. Really, I want to make a strong alliance at some point. Okay, another person who wants to make an alliance. That's actually going to be interesting. Older people tend to not get into those alliances right away, but I think I can convince some people to bring me along, and I'm a pretty persuasive person. Hey, what if he can form an alliance with the people who want to work with the moms and the people who want to work with the moms? That would be a pretty interesting one. That would be a pretty interesting alliance he could potentially go with. But obviously, you would have to make sure that the alliance would have to like stay together because in Big Brother 25, I believe an old alliance was attempted, but it didn't work out so well. So how will he make his mark in this season? He has obviously a lot of competitors have left a lot of big shoes to fill in this house, and how am I going to leave my mark? I think just being the older person that goes in there and kind of manipulate things. I'm really not going to play an honest game because that's the name of the game. Okay, so he's going to be a liar. Well, I guess that makes sense considering that he's an undercover cop. So hopefully, so he is going to be a source of entertainment. There might be a chance that he may also be a source of drama, but give or take, we'll see what happens. He might not be. There might be somewhat of a good chance that he might not be likable by the end of the series, but who knows, right? I could be wrong on that for all I know. And anyways, I'm just going to try and win over as many people as I can, and hopefully I can come across somebody who is a good person who's trying to win some money, and I'm just going to do what I need to do to provide for my family. And I think this is a great way to do it. Okay, that's pretty fair. He does want to win for his family as well. That's pretty good. How will he manipulate the competition? Okay, yeah, I mean, basically, he's going to be manipulating people. Has been a part of his career as an undercover cop. He's persistent, and he knows how to maneuver well. Yeah, that seems to make sense as an undercover cop. He's the most social and most. He would describe himself as the most social, unsocial person there is. In certain settings, I can be laid back and kind of watch and observe, and then there's others I'm life of the party. I like to have a good time. I'm a jokester. So he's going to act depending on the situation. He's going to like. So he's going to react a certain way depending on the situation, and basically trying to lower his threat level. All right, bucket list, backstabbing. I'm a pretty loyal person, and backstabbing is not my nature. I think I can do it, but I don't. Okay, so this person is going to be more of a hesitant backstabber. So he might be talked out of backstabbing someone if needed, if it's good for his game. So it's a Big Brother house, so I know I'm going to be pulling knives at the back of my house. So it's a balance. I'm really going to have to try to come up with. But he is okay. So he's also going to be focusing on loyalty as well. So that's going to be good. And what type of players does he want to look for? He wants to look for people that are kind of like me, maybe a little older, and trying to bond with them. So yeah, he's officially going in on the old person on an old person's alliance. Maybe another parent, somebody has kids. That's maybe somebody I want to connect with. But I also want to make connections with just about everybody. Okay, so he's going to try to get along with everybody, try to have general allies, but and then within those allies, maybe he might be looking for specific allies to team up with so that he can like gain some trust. If somebody's quiet or sitting off to the side, I'm going to be that type of person going to go up and try to strike up a conversation. Ooh, maybe he might be able to align himself with misfits if needed. And then if you have those aggressive players, type A personalities, I'm going to go up and pump their egos and try to make them feel a little better about themselves. Okay, basically everything it takes to basically lower his threat level as much as he can. Try to work his way, but the close ones, I gotta try to go with someone closer to my age. Maybe we can get a couple of younger people on either side of us and take it to the end. So yeah, obviously he's going to be focusing on the older people, and his targets would be people that take things way too personal. I know how a Big Brother house is. You have to go there and not take things personal. So basically, he doesn't want to take things personally, which I get it. This is a game after all, and there's been a lot of contestants in the past that have taken things personal. When I see things getting personal in the house, those are the people that I would like to target to get out because I don't want people taking things to another level and being angry with people over a game that we all signed up to play. Okay, I initially thought that he was going to be a controversial player. Maybe he might still be, but not as much after reading that last part. Now looking at him, I think he might be a person who might also be someone who can calm down situations if needed, and I think that's going to be pretty important. I don't know. I'm actually kind of rooting for him to win as well. I'm sorry for the interruption, guys. Um, um. All right, last contestant. Um, and it's not working. Oh, come on. Finally, there we go. Last is Kimo Apaka, a 35-year-old from Hilo, Hawaii. Oh, that we don't hear much about Hawaii. I'm sure that's going to be like some reference. I mentioned it quite a bit at the beginning, and he's a mattress sales representative. And considering that he's an actual a native Hawaiian, I believe, from the looks of, and I think my screen's frozen. Oh crap! Oh crap! Oh crap! Oh crap! What happened? Okay, I don't know what just happened, but since he does look like to be appear to be a native Hawaiian, I think that's going to be mentioned quite a bit in the show as well. Because let me get a drink for a second. Delicious. Yeah, I think the show is going to mention his ethnicity for quite a bit as well. And since he is the last contestant that I'm reading, I'm going to go ahead and read right now. The reason why he wants to come on Big Brother is because he's a big fan of the show, and the opportunity means so much to him. My journey started years and years ago when I was a kid. Okay, so this dude is like basically a super fan. So and oh yeah, and apparently he's also signed up to be on the show multiple times. So okay, so this dude is seriously dedicated to being in on the show. Okay, that seems to be his reasoning for why he's going to win. His strategy is coming from Hawaii. Yep, native Hawaiian called it. So innately, I think that a aloha spirit is such an important thing for me to lead with. Okay, so he's basically going to be using his Hawaiian heritage to his advantage, and that's going to be his main guide in how he's going to play the game. So it's going to be a bunch of alohas, pretty useful, but it'll help me disarm. So basically, he's going to be using his Hawaiian charm in order to lower his threat level from the start. The ball elf, my strategy is simple. It's just to adapt the game, right? Because in so many things, different things that can happen. Adapting is key. Okay, so basically what Kimo is trying to do is he's gonna try to adapt to situations, see where the game goes, and if there's an opportunity, and my guess is if there's an opportunity to flip, he's gonna do it. And it also mentions that he's also a queer person. I think the show is also going to mention this as well because it's Big Brother nowadays. So he grew up in a very religious household, loved to my family. I just felt misunderstood, and yeah, I feel like he might be. I guess what some conservatives or some might say the left's favorite, quote unquote. Yeah, I don't. I might be told. I think I might be completely off on this, but I'm sure a lot of people are going to be politically charged by him. It's not. I'm not going to blame him. I think that's just the nature of life, unfortunately. So, and it is what it is. With that being said, let's continue. How will I leave his mark? Being the first name of the line, of course. What excites you most about Big Brother? Okay, being such a fan. And how we manipulate the competition by being creative in the house. I mean, there's a good deal of manipulation that has to happen. Okay, he's gonna be try to be creative on how he's gonna manipulate others. Especially the longer the show goes, the more people know about this game. Even though the game is constantly changing, there seems that people can you can kind of take note and implement them into your strategy. But I think at some point, on some level, we're going to have to manipulate each other. I think it's just nicer to say I'm going to be creative with people and maybe how I tell truth. So he's going to try to play his game. So he's basically going to try to make his game unique. So, and that's respectable. All right, fun, big other bucket list. Okay, how do you feel about backstabbing? When it comes to, I'm picky about it. I'm not. Okay, another hesitant backstabber. He does not like being backstabbed, but he's willing to do it if he has to because it's just the game. So he also does plan on having ride or dies as well, and he's also wants to be in an alliance as well. Okay, that makes sense. Well, until I have to cut them loose and say aloha at the end. Well, of course he's not going to cut his allies and his ride or dies early on, unless the move is necessary to get further in the game or win. So that's going to be good. He will be the person the house guest because he's here to win. All right. Okay, so this dude plans on having a story arc from going to the bottom to the top, or maybe not at the bottom to the top, but he wants to have a story that's based on him, like an adventure that's worth satisfying for people to watch. Like Taylor's story from Big Brother 24, though Taylor did not really voluntarily did not voluntarily choose to have that story, but basically kind of have a story like someone to root for. Okay, so that's gonna be interesting. And then the most iconic part. Okay, yeah, that's about it. So, anyways, guys, I think that's about it for my analysis. I really hope you all have enjoyed, and